morning and welcome to this ABC 36 News Update. I'm Megan Skaggs. The Department of Corrections is telling probation and parole officers across the state to ignore Kentucky Supreme Court ruling because they say Attorney General Jack Conway is planning to overturn it. Now, this ruling regards where sex offenders are allowed to live. Now, that ruling by the state Supreme Court overturned the 2006 law that said convicted sex offenders could not live within 1,000 feet of a school, park, or daycare. Now, Jack Conway asked the High Court to stay their decision while he appeals it to the U.S. Supreme Court. Corrections Department spokeswoman Lisa Lamb says they are advising probation and parole officers to disregard the state Supreme Court decision until justices decide whether to stay their decision. Conway says that's their call, not his. As for the question of the law itself,
is it fair or perhaps even constitutional to apply what some would consider extra penalties or burdens after a conviction?
Well, I think there's a difference between a penalty and a burden, and it's a balancing test. And you have to balance the additional burden to someone who's committed a sex offense and who may, because of the nature of the offense, pose a continuous or continuing threat to society versus the needs of society.
Critics of the law disagree and say as a result of having trouble finding a place to live, otherwise reformed sex offenders go back to jail. We'll have more on this story coming up at 10 o'clock and 11 on ABC 36. Now, more than $3 million in questionable spending. That's what State Auditor Crit Llewellyn found during her financial records probe of the Kentucky Association of Counties, or KACO. The association had a total of $9 million in expenditures over a 3-year period. Llewellyn says a third of that spending is questionable. The kinds of charges made on KACO credit cards are similar to those made by former executives at Bluegrass Airport. Expensive gifts, dinners, and other forms of entertainment, even trips to strip clubs.
There's no question that many of these charges are excessive, they're extravagant, they're outrageous, in some cases they're distasteful, but apparently not illegal.
Not illegal because no one tried to hide the lavish spending, according to a review by the state attorney general's office. A Richmond man is now the 13th person in the state to die from complications from the H1N1 virus. The Kentucky Public Health Laboratory says this is the first death in Madison County related to the virus. The man died on October 26, and we're told he had significant underlying health conditions. Meantime, the Lake Cumberland District Health Department is also reporting the death of a McCreary County woman from the swine flu. That's going to do it for this ABC 36 News Update. You can always get the latest on our website, WTVQ.com.